we got more details on that giant Fox crossover that they wanted. Now, there's a lot of interesting stuff here, so Mitch, if you want to take this away and give us some of the details that Fox was looking at.
Well, we were completely wrong in saying it had to be Galactus, which I think the smart thing would have been Galactus, but they were going to do Civil War.
Yeah.
I think they were going to have, was it Human Torch was going to do the Stanford like incident thing, or whatever it was in the comics, where he blows up a school. Mr. Fantastic was going to chop Wolverine's arms off. Like, okay, really? Like, but yeah, just think Civil War, but with all these characters in.
So I can just see, like, in my mind, because they revealed, the characters that were going to be in it. Obviously, it was going to include Deadpool at the time and Daredevil. Yep. I could just imagine, like, they're trying to fight against the Accords because they had that in their film as well, and they're like, we know the best lawyer around, Matt Murdock, and then he just shows up in court being like, I dare you to devil around me. Because, Fox 2010 writing, like, oh, Lord.
I'm surprised you didn't say justice is blind.
Oh! No! Like, here's the thing. Had this movie come out, imagine how different the MCU would be, because they wouldn't have wanted to use Civil War, because it would have been like, no, that's already been ruined. Like, oh, like, we dodged a bullet with this
that's
one.
why they went in there and went, you can't cross these characters over, sorry, bye.
Yep.
So, no, we need to save ourselves.
Yep.
I mean...
I can't even imagine it, because I'm thinking of all the Fox characters. So you have the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Daredevil at the time, and Deadpool. Like, no.
Yeah.
The way
it literally would have been their Justice League. There'll be no build up to this thing. It would have just happened and it would have tanked.
They would have been better off if they did, like, their crossover being zombies. Because it was at the peak and height of zombie love.
Right.
Everybody would have gone and seen it just because of the fact that it's like, hey, it's zombies. It's our favorite characters becoming zombies. And you have the primary person who created it, which was Reed Richards.
Here's the thing that's interesting about this. At the time they were writing this and wanted to shoot this, the actors attached to Fantastic Four were already gone, and they could not come back. So this would have been a new version of the Fantastic Four, not Chris Evans, not any of, like, Michael Chiklis or anything, who at the time, Michael Chiklis was already peaking in his career with the Shield, so, like, Captain America was already there. So you would have had to recast all of them. They wanted a new version of Deadpool, from what I'm to understand, because they're like, the whole Wade Wilson thing didn't work out with Rothman, so it would have been an entire new cast, but, like, everything about this movie, the way they were coming at it, just screams Fox was throwing stuff at the wall, just like Warner Brothers, as a response to Avengers. Like, that's literally what it screams of.
Yeah.
I mean...
But hey, we dodged a bullet.
Yeah, we did. I think we dodged a ricochet of bullets.
Yeah. Bouncing garbage everywhere. But to play a little devil's advocate, what if this came out, and what if it was actually like a competent movie? Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
I can't.
No, they can't even get Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, the fact that they had 2 attempts on Dark Phoenix, they had the availability of people who actually wrote these movies, or wrote the comics. They decided to keep going back to people who failed already, and they're like, we're gonna give you another shot to ruin our franchises that we're trying to make here.
It's like the Avi Arad effect. They're like, hey, who's failed Spider-Man multiple times? Bring that guy back.
And it's just like, and just how their reboots already were for Fantastic Four, I have no hope whatsoever that they would have been able to actually pull this off. It would have killed, I think, even Marvel at that point. Like, everybody would have been like, oh, this is what Marvel allows out. Ooh, it would have hurt the Marvel brand.
It's certainly like, just the thought that Disney then wouldn't be able to do Civil War because the similarities is frightening, because it's like the MCU could have changed so much. Like, yeah.
But I just can't see Mr. Fantastic or Reed, like, stretching his hands to a molecule wide to cut off Wolverine's arms.
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know. Like, why would a molecule wide hand cut through, like, adamantium? I don't understand, but
just don't question it.
I mean, I already have.
Look, intelligent writers clearly at the helm of this would have figured it out, right?
No, they would have. They would have said that his joints didn't have adamantium, and that's how he was able to, because it was only attached to the bones, not to the joints. The joints are still
cartilage. What?
So yeah, and that's where he hit perfectly. And since he is a scientist, they would have automatically been like, "Oh, he's smart. He would have been as smart as a surgeon and knew exactly where to cut."
I feel like this is an exact excerpt of what they were saying while coming up with this idea. They're like,
I guarantee they saw the Maker in the Ultimates and went, "Oh, he has a scalpel."
Oh, you're probably right. Oh no, I know the exact panel you're talking about as well. Yeah. Him bending over the table. Jesus.
It's just like, this. That's all I can like. If they were gonna do the Maker, fine, it's a different take. But then again, I didn't want Fox to do the Maker, so
yeah.
Just imagine, guys, in an alternate universe right now, they got this film, and MCU has been burnt to the ground. This is how the incursions
happen. This is how it happened. So I guess that's that.